Indeed, the current state of Ghana's environment leaves a lot to be desired. Today, as a consequence of deforestation, we are importing timber for use. Our rivers and lakes are disappearing and existing ones are being polluted. That's why we welcome the efforts of Forestry Commission under the leadership of Mr. Kojo Osuefriye and other agencies towards reversing this trend. The activities of illegal miners, popularly known as galamsey operators, are also degrading our environment. Additionally, reliance on biomass for cooking as well as energy sources increases pressure on our local natural resources, leading to environmental degradation. I'm glad to mention that government is committed to protecting and enhancing our environment and seeking common solutions to the global environmental challenges. Indeed, the sustainable management of plastics and plastic waste is a top priority for government. The Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation is currently developing a national plastic waste management policy. This policy will provide a framework to develop plastic waste into a resource for value addition and using sustainable chemistries as a tool for spearheading innovation and economic development.
Mayor of Accra, Mohamed Ejesowa, reveals his office has closed 90% illegal rubbish dumping sites since he assumed office. He adds, as part of keeping Ghana clean, a green project has been initiated to keep the landscape of Accra green. That's not all. He had a bid for persons and institutions planning to build in the capital if the architectural design is energy efficient. The Assembly would reduce the processing fees as well as fast-track the process.
When we assumed office, I came to meet over 42 heaps of refuse illegally in Accra. And when you drive around Uponglo Ridge and many areas, we have cleared over 90% of those illegal refuse heaps in Accra. Concern to all of us in Accra is the kinds of buildings that are coming up. The skyline of Accra has changed from 1 story to 14, 15, 20 story, including that of the Ecobank new head office. But most of the buildings in Accra are not energy efficient compliant, and we are very much concerned about it. And that is why at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, we have decided to ensure that all buildings that comes to us asking for permit, if your building is energy efficient compliant, we reduce your fees and we fast track your process to ensure that we have more energy efficient buildings in the city. If you look at the city of Accra, our landscaping is not in good shape. We want to make sure that we change the landscape of Accra. We want to make sure that all open spaces in Accra are green, and we are not just planting trees, but doing proper landscaping to beautify the city.